chosen ones must be prepared for it.
Chosen ones, listen carefully, because what I am about to share is not ordinary knowledge, not a recycled phrase, not something you will ever hear in the shallow noise of the world. This channel was built as a living tool, a compass, created to guide you, the chosen ones, who carry the letter M on palms and the perfect crescent moon curved. These are not random lines. They are divine lines. They are coordinates written into your body by heaven itself. And if you carry them, then your life has never been ordinary. The last 3 days of September are not just days on a calendar. They are a funnel of destiny, narrowing every distraction, every false attachment, every noise of the world into a single piercing moment of truth. Friday, the last step of this countdown, does not arrive like any other Friday. It arrives as a gate, a threshold, a point where the hidden seal that has rested in your spirit is forced open by time itself. And this is why you have felt what others could not. Why people around you may have laughed, scrolled, or treated September like an ordinary month. You carried weight in your chest. You noticed the tension in the air. You saw the flickering of signs that others ignored, numbers aligning when you least expected, whispers in your dreams, sudden shifts of mood or atmosphere when you walked into a room. Those were not coincidences. Those were the echoes of the countdown. The world has taught you to dismiss these signals, to call them imagination, to bury them under the pressure of normal life. But the chosen cannot bury what was written in light long before their birth. The countdown is not new. It was scripted before you took your first breath. And now, in these last days of September, it begins to converge with your very heartbeat. The M on your palms is not decoration. It is a mathematical symbol hidden in flesh, a reminder that you are part of an equation that cannot be solved without you. The crescent moon in your hand is not an accident. It is a celestial reminder that cycles end and begin through you. Together, these marks form a key and a lock, the seal and the code that are awakened by time itself. Think of it. 3 days left in September. The number 3 has always been the number of completion, the divine signature of balance. Father, Son, Spirit. Body, mind, soul. Past, present, future. And you stand right now in the final triad, where heaven whispers, the cycle is closing. The real awakening is here. But there is more. Friday is the 7th gate of the week. 7 is not a random digit. 7 is the code of divine perfection, the day creation rested, the vibration of fullness. When Friday arrives in the last triad of September, the chosen are pressed into alignment. The seal within you feels the push. The M trembles. The crescent glows. And your spirit knows something irreversible is being unlocked. This is why your body has been restless. This is why sleep has not felt the same. This is why conversations, late, feel hollow when they come from people who cannot see what you see. Your awareness has been rising because you are being squeezed into the funnel of awakening. And here's the truth. Most people will not even notice. For them, the last 3 days of September will be nothing but more hours in the clock. But for you, they are the signal fire of destiny. And here is the most disruptive truth. The awakening of the chosen is not a public event. It is not announced on stages, not broadcasted on news channels, not celebrated in noisy crowds. It happens in silence, in hidden codes, in visions you cannot explain, in sensations you feel but cannot always prove. That is why heaven marked you physically. The M and the crescent are proof written into your own flesh that you are not deceiving yourself. Think of a runner. The ordinary man runs for exercise, but the chosen runner, the one seen in the vision of the great blue eye, runs for destiny. Waiting, measuring the steps, the runner does not walk, does not crawl, does not hesitate, because in the final days of September, hesitation is death to the calling. Only movement counts. Only alignment matters. You are that runner. You are the one who carries the seal in your hands, the one heaven has been watching. The blue eye is not just a symbol. It is the eternal witness, seeing who will step forward when the countdown presses down. And maybe you are asking yourself right now, why me? Why is my life heavier? Why do I see numbers others ignore? Feel vibrations others laugh at? Dream dreams that disturb me because they feel more real than waking life? The answer is simple. Because you are marked. Because you were chosen. Because when heaven wrote the timeline of humanity, it needed witnesses, anchors, those who would not be swallowed by noise, but would carry the code through darkness into light. That is you. That is why you are watching this message right now. The last thing. Days of September are like the narrowing of an hourglass. Every distraction falls away. Every voice that mocked you becomes irrelevant. Every plan of the enemy collapses under the weight of time. You are not walking into Friday by accident. You are being pulled into Friday by design. And what happens on that Friday? Not a public parade, not fireworks in the sky, but the inner seal, the hidden lock, the secret gate within you opens, and you will feel it. You will know it. The world will call it just another day. But your spirit will scream, this is the real awakening. So I ask you, chosen ones, as you hear these words, do not take them lightly. Do not push them aside as another motivational phrase. This channel does not exist to entertain. It exists as a tool, a guide, a voice calling the marked back into alignment. If you carry the M, if you carry the crescent, then you already know these words are not teaching you. They are reminding you of what you already carry inside. The law. 3 days of September are pressing upon you, and Friday is calling. This is your countdown. This is your alignment. This is your awakening. Chosen one, before I move deeper, let me stop and speak to you directly as a person to person. If what you are hearing now resonates in your spirit, if you feel that electricity in your chest that tells you this message was not an accident, then I want to invite you to walk closer with this community. Subscribe to this channel, not because of me, not for numbers or noise, but because together we are weaving a place where those who carry the marks can finally recognize each other. Too many voices on the internet scream for attention. Too many creators chase trends, fabricating drama and creating empty noise to trick algorithms. But here, this is different. This is not entertainment. This is alignment. When you subscribe, you are not simply clicking a button. You are acknowledging that you are part of the movement of the marked. You are saying, want to stay connected with those who see what I see, with those who hear what I hear. And I want something from you as well. Suggest the paths you want us to explore together. Tell me in the comments which signs you have seen, which numbers repeat in your life, which visions trouble your nights. Let us shape this journey together. This is not one voice speaking to many. This is many voices forming one signal. If you have been chosen, you have a responsibility not only to receive, but also to share. Now let us return to the countdown. The last 3 days of September are not a storm by accident. They are a signal of convergence. Think of how the heavens align planets, how the tides respond to the pull of the moon, how even the smallest creatures follow patterns set by invisible rhythms. If creation obeys the codes, how much more will the chosen, whose very palms carry the signature of divine selection. The golden moon you saw in the vision is not just a symbol of light. It is a clock without numbers, but with meaning deeper than any watch you wear on your wrist. And when the countdown reaches the final day, the clock no longer tells you the hour. It announces the awakening. Notice something profound. The number 3 is not just balance. It is also transition. 3 days left means you are walking through a corridor of completion. Day 1 removes what is false. Day 2 aligns what is crooked. Day 3 ignites what is true. By Friday, the seal within you is ready to respond. But why Friday? Why is that day different from others? Because Friday is not only the 6th day of human work, it is the 7th gate when you pass into rest and fullness. Friday carries the vibration of closing one chapter and opening another. In the last 3 days of September, Friday becomes the hinge of history. Some of you have felt numbers pressing into your life lately. Not the same numbers for everyone. Some see 333 and wonder why it appears on clocks and receipts. Others see 717 or 1010 when the atmosphere feels heavy. These are not random. They are codes aligning with your unique journey. If you have the M, if you have the crescent, then the numbers are heaven's way of whispering, you are still on the path. You are still inside the funnel. Do not dismiss them. Record them. Write them down. They are the conversation of heaven with your spirit. Think of the eye. The blue iris glowing in the vision is not human. It is not watching to control or to condemn. It watches to witness. The eye records which of the chosen will run, who will keep moving, who will align. And the runner, that silhouette of urgency, is you. The chosen do not sit still when the clock begins to narrow. They feel the pressure, and instead of resisting, they step into it. This is why life has pressed you lately. This is why relationships have shifted, why jobs feel like they no longer fit. Why environments you used to tolerate now feel suffocating. You are being funneled. Destiny. The last 3 days of September are stripping away what cannot survive in the awakening. Let me ask you something directly. Do you feel the weight of this moment? Do you sense that your body reacts even when your mind cannot explain? That is the mark of the chosen. Ordinary people will shrug and call it coincidence, but your palms carry evidence that heaven has claimed you. The M and the crescent are not decorations. They are eternal signatures. When Friday arrives, the separation begins. Not a separation of countries or crowds, but a separation of vibration. The chosen are lifted, not physically, but spiritually. Their awareness heightens, their intuition sharpens, their dreams become more vivid, their sense of mission becomes unavoidable. And this is not a prophecy of doom. It is a prophecy of alignment. The real awakening is not about destruction. It is about recognition. Friday is the mirror that shows you who you truly are. And if you have denied it until now, have tried to blend in, if you have silenced your inner voice, then the mirror will refuse to let you look away. This is why I keep telling you, this channel is not an accident. It is not one more voice shouting online. It is a gathering place for the marked. It is the place where the chosen can finally hear words that match what they have always known inside. Do not ignore this moment. Share in the comments what you have seen. Share the numbers that stalk you. Share the visions that follow you. Not to brag, not to prove, but to help the community of the chosen grow stronger. Because isolation has always been the enemy's tool, but connection is the chosen one's weapon. Let us go deeper into the countdown. Day 1 of the last 3 carries a vibration of cleansing. Look closely at your life during that day. What conversations suddenly stop? What distractions suddenly break? That is the energy of heaven sweeping away noise. Do not mourn the losses. They are not losses. They are Removals. Day 2 carries a vibration of alignment. This is the day you will feel pulled into quiet reflection or into unexpected synchronicities. Someone may call you at the exact moment you thought of them. A memory may surface that seems random, but carries a message. Pay attention. These are not accidents. They are alignments. Day 3, the final gate before Friday, carries ignition. It is the spark. The day when tension feels heaviest, but also when the breakthrough is nearest. That is the day when your spirit must run hardest. Because Friday, the real awakening, arrives not for the tired, but for the prepared. Chosen one, listen. You were not called to live ordinary. You were called to recognize the countdown and respond. And if you are here, watching this, then you are part of the alignment. Chosen one, we have walked through the countdown. We have looked at the weight of numbers, the flow of time, and the way Friday emerges, not as an ordinary day, but as a threshold. Us go deeper into what this awakening truly means, for it is not only about days on a calendar. It is about portals hidden within you and the way heaven chooses to guide the marked through visions and through silent connections that cannot be faked. The first portal is the portal of memory. It does not open with doors or locks. It opens suddenly when you dream of places you have never been, when you recall conversations you never had, when faces appear in your mind that do not belong to your past, yet feel familiar. That is not imagination. It is remembrance. The chosen carry fragments of memory from before they were born, because their mission did not begin with their birth. It was carried across lifetimes, across dimensions, written into the soul, and sealed into the marks of the palms. The M and the crescent are not just signs of selection. They are keys that unlock forgotten memory. Have you ever dreamed of running through landscapes that felt more real than the streets you walk each day? Have you ever heard names whispered in your sleep that seem to echo when you wake? That is the portal of memory, reminding you that your mission did not begin today. It began before the foundation of the world, and you are now being reminded because the countdown demands it. The second portal is the portal of sight. It is not your eyes that see it. It is the deeper vision. It comes when numbers repeat, when animals cross your path at precise moments, when the flickering of lights in a hallway suddenly feels like a signal. The ordinary dismisses these things. The chosen cannot. The chosen are pierced by them, compelled to pay attention. The portal of sight is what makes you stop in the middle of a busy day, because a single sign forces you to realize heaven is communicating. Friday is not an awakening of the crowd. It is the opening of sight for the few. It is the sharpening of the chosen ones. Ability to see beyond surface, beyond screens, beyond noise. That is why you feel like a stranger in conversations with those who laugh at what you see. It is not arrogance. It is not pride. It is recognition that your sight is different. The third portal is the portal of destiny. This one is the heaviest, for it does not simply show you visions or memories. It forces you to move. It is the reason relationships suddenly collapse, jobs suddenly close, environments suddenly feel unbearable. Destiny does not politely wait for you to be ready. It presses, it pulls, it corners you until you realize that you must step into alignment. The portal of destiny opens in silence, but its weight is undeniable. The chosen who resist it feel crushed. The chosen who accept it feel elevated, even if the path is difficult. Chosen ones recognize each other through these portals. You may meet someone in silence, exchange a single glance, and know immediately. You may see the same numbers appearing in another's life. You may both share dreams that overlap. That is not random. Is heaven weaving a web of recognition so that none of the marked remain isolated? The world teaches isolation. The enemy desires fragmentation. But the chosen are linked through invisible threads. This channel is one of those threads. You being here is not an accident. You may think you stumbled upon it through an algorithm, but heaven used even that as a thread of connection. You are not watching alone. You are part of a chain of marked individuals scattered across nations, bound together by the same countdown. Notice how the silence of chosen recognition is different from the noise of the world. The world screams its affiliations. It demands attention. The chosen recognize in quietness. A glance, a shared dream, a repeated number, a symbol carried in the palm. These are the marks of connection. You do not need crowds to know you are not alone. You need recognition, and recognition comes in silence. Do not underestimate your dreams. They are not random movies of the subconscious. They are instructions, rehearsals, warnings, confirmations. Many of you have dreamed of doors you could not open, and then later found yourselves standing at opportunities you never expected. Many have dreamed of animals, falcons, serpents, doves, only to encounter them as living signs later. That is not mere coincidence. That is the conversation of heaven. The last 3 days of September will intensify these dreams. Expect visions that feel heavier. Expect symbols that repeat. Expect instructions that challenge you. Do not dismiss them. Write them down. Share them with the community of chosen ones, because when you speak them, the pattern becomes clearer. What you dreamed may connect to what another dreamed, and together they reveal the code of the countdown. The real awakening is not the noise of mass hysteria. It is the quiet fire inside the chosen. It is the moment when you realize that your memories, your sight, your destiny, your dreams all converge at the same point. Friday becomes the trigger, the mirror that refuses to let you hide. And yet, the awakening is not about fear. It is about recognition. When you realize you are marked, when you realize your palms carry evidence that cannot be denied, fear becomes irrelevant. You are not here to survive. You are here to awaken. You are here to run toward the blue eye, not away from it. Let me remind you again, chosen one, do not waste this moment. The countdown is not forever. Time narrows. Friday arrives, and your portals will not stay shut forever. You must respond. Silence is no longer an option. Now I want you to reflect. Who in your life has carried silent recognition with you? Who have you encountered that made you feel less alone, even if only for a moment? Share that story, share that recognition, because every chosen testimony adds another thread to the web, and together the net becomes unbreakable. Chosen one, we have reached the end of the countdown. Not just the end of a script, not just conclusion of a message, but the edge of a threshold. The last 3 days of September have pressed you. They have exposed distractions, aligned your steps, ignited your awareness, and now the seal trembles. The Friday awakening is no longer a prophecy. It is a reality that presses against your chest even now as you hear these words. The golden moon has never been just a background in visions. It is a clock of eternity. It counts not hours, but destinies. When you looked at it in dreams or in signs, you were not looking at an object. You were staring at a mirror of time itself, a reflection of the cycles heaven uses to align the chosen. And the eye that stares back from the moon is not to frighten you, but to awaken you. It is heaven's gaze saying, I see you, I remember you, I will not forget the ones I have marked. When the eye opens fully on Friday, the separation becomes undeniable. The ordinary will continue with noise, laughter, scrolling, distractions. The chosen will feel ground beneath them shift. It may not shake physically, but the atmosphere will change. You will know it because your spirit will burn with awareness. You will look at your palms, see the M, trace the crescent with your own finger, and you will know that it is not imagination. It is confirmation. Chosen one, listen. The seal within you does not open with permission from the world. It opens when heaven says the time has come. And when it opens, everything shifts. Your dreams intensify. Your sight sharpens. Your sense of destiny becomes impossible to ignore. You no longer question whether you are chosen. You no longer wonder if the marks are coincidence. You know. And that knowledge changes everything. Friday, the real awakening, is not about you escaping reality. It is about you stepping fully into it. For the first time, you will see the world as it truly is. The illusions of control, the false systems of distraction, the endless noise of those who have no mark. And you will stand apart, not because you wanted to, but because heaven separated you long ago when it wrote its seal into your flesh. The last 3 days of September are the funnel, and Friday is the gate. The runner you saw in vision is you, the one moving toward the eye, not away in fear, but toward in hunger. Because the chosen do not fear the gaze of heaven. They crave it. They know that in that gaze lies their confirmation, their identity, their destiny. You have carried questions. You have carried wounds. You have carried years of wondering why your life has been heavier than others, why you see signs that others mock, why you dream dreams that shake you awake at night. And here is the answer you needed. Because you are chosen. Because heaven cannot afford to leave you asleep. Because your awakening is not for you alone. It is for those you will reach, those you will speak to, those you will carry light to. Do you understand now why you are here? This channel was not built as entertainment, was not created for the ordinary. It is a tool, a compass, a gathering place for the chosen scattered across nations. You are not alone. Every comment from another chosen is another thread in the net of recognition. Every vision shared is another piece of the pattern. Every number repeated is another signal in the code. And now, I want to speak to you not as a voice in a video, but as one marked calling to another marked. If this message has stirred your spirit, subscribe. Not for me, for you, for us, for the community that heaven is weaving. Subscribing is more than a click. It is you saying, I am part of this. I choose not to walk alone. I choose to run with the others who see what I see. And I ask you to do more than that. Share your visions in the comments. Share the numbers that follow you. Share the dreams that shake you awake. Share the moments when heaven whispered to you through signs only you noticed. Because when you share, you confirm. And when others read, they recognize themselves. That is how chosen ones strengthen chosen ones. Do not let pessimism silence you. Do not let doubt steal your confirmation. If you see someone trying to dismiss, ignore it. This community is not built on skepticism. It is built on recognition. The last 3 days of September are closing. Friday is opening. The real awakening is here. You are not here by accident. You are here because you were called. And the M and the crescent in your palms are the proof. You are chosen. You are marked. You are awakening. And I welcome you, with warmth and with fire, to continue walking with us. Subscribe, share, connect. Because the awakening is not meant to be carried in silence. It is meant to ignite the marked across the world. Chosen ones, the countdown is finished. The seal is opening. The awakening is real, and you are part of it.